Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Java RMI, remote method invocation, allows Java programs to invoke methods on objects located remotely, making it easier to develop distributed applications. However, traditional RMI can face issues with firewalls and NAT. To overcome these issues, RMI can be tunneled over HTTP. Overview of RMI over HTTP. RMI over HTTP involves using HTTP as a transport layer for RMI calls. This way, you can bypass many restrictions imposed by firewalls and proxy servers. It typically requires a servlet that acts as a bridge between the RMI client and the RMI server. Components of RMI over HTTP. 1. RMI registry, to register and look up remote objects. 2. RMI server, the server that hosts the remote objects. 3. RMI client, the client that invokes methods on the remote objects. 4. HTTP servlet, a servlet that handles HTTP requests and translates them into RMI calls. Step-by-step tutorial. Step 1, setting up the RMI registry. First, you need to start the RMI registry. You can do this from the command line. Step 2, create the remote interface. Create a remote interface that extends java.rmi.remote. Step 3, implement the remote interface. Now, implement the remote interface. Step 4, create the RMI server. Create a server that registers the remote object in the RMI registry. Step 5, create the HTTP servlet. Now, create an HTTP servlet that will serve as a bridge for RMI calls. Step 6, configure the web application. You need to configure your web application, example in web.xml if using a Java EE server. Here's an example. Step 7, create the RMI client. The client will make an HTTP request to the servlet to invoke the RMI method. Running the example. 1. Start the RMI registry. 2. Run the hello server to register the remote object. 3. Deploy the hello servlet on a web server, like Apache Tomcat. 4. Run the hello client to send an HTTP request, which will invoke the RMI method through the servlet. Conclusion. This tutorial provided a basic overview of how to set up RMI over HTTP in Java. By using an HTTP servlet as a bridge, you can allow RMI calls to bypass firewalls and NAT restrictions, making your distributed applications more robust. You can enhance this example by adding error handling, logging, and security features as necessary.